Darren's got his red shirt. Hello, everybody. I'm seeing so many black screens, but I know that eventually, if you'd like to reveal yourself, your beautiful smiling faces.
It can be a slow
Ah, Joni,
reveal.
thank you. It is a slow reveal. This
Slow
is very
reveal.
intriguing, actually. It's like the screen's just moving over. More and more beautiful faces. Um, okay, so this is fantastic, you guys. We'll get started. Kathy Clark, is that good for you?
That is great with me.
Perfect. Hello, wonderful Terry Foxers. My name is Martha McClue. Oh, I never remember my title, but I've been here at the Terry Fox Foundation for a long time, and I get to work with the amazing community team who you're all part of, and it's a joy. Tonight we are going to talk a little bit about teams, which, as many of you know, have become a real ballast, a real foundational part of the Terry Fox fundraising effort particularly over the past decade. So it's amazing, and we're delighted that you guys could join us for some interchange of ideas and ask some questions. It's very loose. Bruna Raimondo, who's our oh my gosh, so Bruna has also been with us 30 years. She's had a lot of titles. All of them involved a comma. And the other day, I actually shared a title of hers with somebody and I got it wrong. But Bruna is now, I don't know, Bru, you're going to have to, oh, this is going to kill me.
It doesn't matter.
It's something to do with community development, comma, something.
Yep.
But Bru has been leading the team's charge for us for, I'd say now 20 years, Bru. And also with external events, which are a lot of our special fundraisers. So this is an opportunity for us to talk tonight pretty well casually. It's a nice size group. We encourage you to put questions in the chat. It's a little hard sometimes to get, I'm not great at putting my hand up for questions. So I've been tending to now put them in the chat. But if there's questions, or certainly Bru's going to finish, in about 15 minutes, her presentation, then we are going to have some opportunities to share some ideas and talk about maybe some challenges. And also, if you guys would like to, we'd love to know where everybody is, because of course this is a cross Canada call. If you can add your province or even better, your city and province, or town and province, to your name on the screen, that would be fantastic. It's always a thrill to be able to see people from across the country on our calls. So thank you for joining us. And we will be very timely tonight, because we always appreciate the time you guys take outside of your enormous efforts on our behalf throughout the year. So I'm delighted to introduce my colleague, Bruna Raimondo.
Thank
Bru,
you,
take it away.
Martha. Ready to go? Hi, I am so excited to be able to scroll to another page. There's so many people on this call. I feel so honored. I feel a lot of pressure. And I also know that every comment about keeping it short is about me, because I tend to get very excited about teams and
Me
about
too,
what we're
Bru.
doing here at the foundation. I get excited. So I just want to keep it really tight. And I want you guys to know that at any point in this presentation, you can uh, ask a question or make a comment, because we would welcome it. And we really do want it to be a conversation as much as a presentation. There's sort of three parts to this presentation. And one was, we're going to talk about why teams are important and why did we come here tonight. And I feel like I'm preaching to the converted, because I've got a big group here that believes strongly as I do what teams can do for your events. And the second will be how to engage with your teams, what you're doing, what you could do. Perhaps you're doing very well already and getting that validation. And the third part will be basically what teams do for you. And I think sometimes there's a little bit, not everybody knows everything that's available to you, but I want you guys to know, some of you may already know this, but we have a built-in department team group that is here ready and willing to help you bring out your teams to your run site. So that's really, really wonderful. It's the one area of the foundation that actually has a program in place that'll help you with your efforts. And there's four of us, and on this call, I'd like to introduce two of my colleagues, and Catherine Hugeson, give a little wave. She's part of the teams department and always happy to answer any questions. We've also have Julie Perkis on the call. This is the core teams department, and Janet is actually at a run committee meeting because it kicked off with Teams tonight. So she couldn't make it today. She was very sad. She'll be coming, I'm sure, in the future. I'll meet with many of you guys. And of course, we know there are several regional directors on this call. So thank you to my colleagues from across the country who are on this call. If I miss you, I'm sorry. I see Christy, I see Carissa. And if there's someone else, and they represent a couple of our central and western provinces. And if there's anyone else, I apologize. I can't see everybody yet. So I'd like to just begin by sharing my screen. I'm a fast talker, so interrupt me anytime. Let me see. Oh, I gotta do this right. Hold on. With sound. Good. Let's see if I did this. We were testing this out. Oh, and I went too far. Hold on. Not yet. Sorry, friends. Already first glitch.
It's always great in the dress rehearsal.
Oh, it was perfect in the dress rehearsal, people. It was
I don't
perfect.
think you'd all feel as comfortable as you do with us if it wasn't like that.
No, and I
So-
apologize. I went ahead on a page. Okay. Give me 1 second. Oh, for God's sakes. All right. Okay. So let me go back to saving.
I can vouch that it totally worked perfectly the last time we did this.
It absolutely did. Of course it did.
Talk
Oh.
amongst yourselves.
No, I'm ready to go.
It's a big group.
We're going to start with a video because I like, isn't it working? There we go. Can we see this?
Yes.
It's a great shirt. Okay, can we hear this?
Come on, let's take a little walk through the neighborhood and see who we meet. Oh, who are the people in your neighborhood? In your neighborhood, in your neighborhood. Say, who are the people in your neighborhood? The people that you meet each day.
Okay, seriously, it brings out all the feels, doesn't it?
Mhm.
We start with that because we're talking about people and groups. So we're gonna start with that first slide. Why are teams important to your run? They are point blank. If you're thinking about how to increase your revenue and how to increase your participation, so basically one-stop shopping, it is teams. Who are our teams? Our teams are anyone plus one more person. So automatically you're doubling your numbers if you start thinking in just on a very basic one. And I could say I'm done now, but we're going to continue. Teams they raise your runs profile, right? These are why they're so important to you because they share their plans and their activities ahead of the time. So they're working with you. They start at different places, but they all end up at your run site, which is absolutely fantastic. In 2023, we had over 3,900 teams registered for the Terry Fox Run across the country. So congratulations to each and every one of you if you welcome teams at your Terry Fox Run this past year. They love you. They showcase what they do on their networks. They're promoting your Terry Fox Run. That's how they're raising your profile. They are incredible fundraisers. Last year, they tipped the scales and now teams are raising over 56% of all total community run revenue. So they are not just showing up and celebrating, they are the powerhouses behind your Terry Fox Runs. They are fundraising and they are amazing fundraisers. They raise an average team that comes out to Terry Fox Run raises about $1,300. That's on average. And you know what's interesting is as they come back, if you guys are welcoming teams back to your run sites, they will raise more. They get better at it. So it's well worth the effort to bring your teams back. And on average last year, a returning team raised $1,900. So that's really quite extraordinary. And of course, as we welcome new teams on board, they're coming on a little bit more slowly, but raising about $660. So we see that. So we really lean heavily towards stewardship of our teams. And we also know that our top run sites are usually have teams out there sort of driving home the fundraising. So a lot of our big runs, they're welcoming teams and they're raising a lot of revenue. The other reason why we love our teams and why they're so important is they are so tech savvy, right? They're at the front line, they're registering online. Every single team registers online, they fundraise online, and they make it a lot easier because you can sort of track them as they're coming in and registering. They like to be organized, they need each other organized, and they're helping you organize yourself. So which is absolutely fabulous. And of course, The team department does a lot of that work for you because these teams are online. We're shouldering a lot of that work in the online world, and we're making sure that they're getting regular communications and they're getting regular encouragement. And then, of course, the team. So those of you that welcome teams to your run sites, they're coming, they're excited. They know each other before they even hit the ground running. They are excited to be there. They're a community within your community. They're showing up, they're connected to each other, and they're building that connection. So they're just fostering those connections, and they're building those stronger commitments, and they're inspiring people with their energy. So, you know, we just love them. Those are the reasons why we absolutely love our teams. So if there's nothing at this point, I'm going to move on to how to engage with your run teams. And I suspect that many of you are doing some of these things, but it's always nice to do a quick refresher. First key is, of course, you know, learn who those teams are at your run. Do you know your teams? If you don't know your teams or when they're registering, you know, we as a department will send you your list, or your regional directors can send you your list. We are always tracking teams as they register. We remember that by the time they show up on your run page, they've already started building their teams. They're already organizing themselves. They're putting all that work into it. So it's always, you want to know who these people are. You want to know who these promoters are. So you keep a track of that. And so you can see it on your page, or of course, we can send it to you. We can send you your list, and we can send them whenever you want. You welcome them. So once you know who they are, or you're seeing them showing up on your page, I would say zero in on your team captain. We can get with that list. You want to welcome them to your run event. As I said, these people are already doing the work for you, or they're doing the work because of they believe so strongly in cancer research and your event. And you're going to want to perhaps reach out to them and say hello. I would say absolutely, you should. You want to connect with them. The run season can be long, it can be short, depending on when your teams are registering. But I would say this is a great time at some point through the season to reach out to your teams. And, you know, when you're saying hello, find out why. Why did they put the extra effort in to form a team? What is their motivation? Sometimes they share their stories online, and we definitely respond to those as well. But, you know, read their stories online. Is it a special year for them? What do you know about those teams? Do you know, you've been watching these teams come back year over year. Is it a special year for them? Is there an opportunity for you to recognize them? I think that, you know, making them feel seen and heard is incredibly important. And that's something that you on the ground could do so much more effectively than we can from afar. So definitely connect with your teams and know why they're showing up at your run site. What is their story? Then when you know what they're doing and why they're doing it, seems kind of obvious. You want to share those stories on your social media, share those wonderful stories, those inspiring stories. I think it's really important for people to know. I think if they see themselves, they see others, they can see themselves at the same point. We do as much of that as we can, but I think those local stories, that local flavor, your ability to sort of showcase your teams would be a really good feature. And of course, we'll come back to that reserved team area at your run site, but that's another way of promoting your Terry Fox teams. And then, of course, you thank them at some point, whether it's on the run day or afterwards or before. It's important to express our thanks and our gratitude, to recognize the effort they've put in. Again, teams often do very, very, it's not often that teams are sort of pulling themselves together the day before the run. There's some work that goes into putting these groups together, even if they're registering shortly before the run. So we definitely want to thank them for that little extra effort. Not that every participant is incredibly important, but I really do believe that your team captains, your teams should be sort of like express some thanks for the extra effort they've put in to show up on run day as an organized group. And I think if you sort of focus it on just these very sort of high level, very key, simple tasks in a sense, I think it goes a long way in stewarding your teams and helping to bring them back. So here's how we support your efforts. And I think it's incredibly important. Actually, you know what? I'd like to go back to one thing. I do want to comment on the reserve team area or insight. I thought I was going to mention it a little bit later on, but I do want to say this is an area that is incredibly important to consider if you have a number of teams at your run. I think that do you want to create a space, a physical space if possible, even if it's just a meeting area, or and perhaps ask a photographer to gather some people. They love to be acknowledged, particularly if they're wearing shirts, Terry Fox shirts. They really want that shout out. If there's an opportunity to create a board, a thank you board for teams, if you know who's coming out, I think it's incredibly important. And I think it's very validating, and people would be delighted to see that that recognition on run day. This is where you guys really shine. We can do a lot of that work leading up to the run. We can do a lot of the work following the run on your behalf, but on run day, that's where they're connecting the most with you. This is where this is the best place to promote and acknowledge your teams, right on run day when they're gathering and they're coming together, and they really want to express their commitment to the local community. So what is it that we're doing in the background that helps you? We are here year round. So we don't sort of pick up our stakes and move on. We are absolutely here. And as I said at the earliest point, we will send you your teams. We will send you your teams, and we will send you data. We love data. I will tell you that of the almost 4,000 teams that registered last year, over 2,000 returned from the previous year. So we know that you guys are doing a fantastic job on the ground to make those people feel validated, and they come back. And as I said earlier, they are raising close to $2,000 when they do come back. So we focus an awful lot at the launch on all our previous year teams to bring them back. So, every April 12th, every single team captain is invited back to register their team for the Terry Fox run. So that's happening behind the scenes before you even get started and the run gets going. As soon as we launch the run, we're reaching out to team captains on your behalf. And of course, just to sweeten the deal, not that we don't know that they feel very connected to the Terry Fox run, we have started offering a customized team captain shirt to teams that register early and begin fundraising on your behalf. And that has been wildly successful. So this year, we're going to be sending over 500 shirts to some very engaged teams. So of the almost 1,000 teams that are registered to date, and it's only June, I don't know what date it is, June 11th. Thank you. We have almost 1,000 teams re-registered. So almost a third of our teams have come back already. And more than half of them are already engaged in actively fundraising. So it's amazing. It's amazing what a little sort of push can do. But I'll tell you what would help even more is some point over the summertime, if you guys reach out as well and invite them to your party, because people like to know that they are welcome and appreciated at that on run day. So definitely, I would say we can collaborate, we can work with you, and we can make sure that we time those invites at the same time. The other thing we do, as I said kind of earlier, very, very briefly, is new teams. So last year we had about 1,900 new teams join us. So a huge swell of new teams that are coming on board, which I find incredibly exciting, because that just tells us that Terry Fox is strong on the ground, and people are still coming to us so many years later, and they want to be a part of the Terry Fox run. And I said earlier that, about $660 is raised. So you sort of see it as less than what returning teams run, but it's strength in numbers. So you're looking at about $1.3 million new revenue that came in last year from these new teams that came on board. So we do some work there and trying to get them to join us. This is where you can also join us. So what we do is, how can we help you and you help us recruit new teams? Well, we are producing material at all times. We have a catalog of team-focused resources. We have flyers. We have single-page digital assets. We have customizable pieces. We have leave-behind cards. And we can make all those assets available to anyone who's interested in helping us recruit teams for the run sites. And we will be working. We also have, as I said, we have another staff person, Janet, who's doing a lot of our outreach this year. She's doing a lot of workplace engagement this year and helping to build that area. We are here, and we want to work with you. If you've got somebody, something, cooking, brewing, ideas, we want to hear from you so we can help you, and we can customize those pieces and really help you. And we've got some time. It's June, so we've got a couple of months, and we know that although we're thinking about Terry Fox year round, this is the time that counts. This is when people are thinking about Terry Fox and turning their attention to us. So it's really important that we have these pieces, and they are all ready, and they're ready to go. Another area that the teams department has, and you may already be very familiar with it, is our resource section at on the website. And if you're not, please visit our team section so you can see where the teams are doing all of their wonderful work and supporting your Terry Fox Run. And here we have we've just refreshed it. So we have a much clearer call to action for new and returning teams to register, to help us steward them, help you steward them better when you know if they're new or returning. We also have all of our promotional resources and social media assets, team specific and otherwise, are sitting in this area too, with links, live links. And then of course we have a new team's merchandise shop, which Catherine has taken great pains to develop and build for us. And we love this because of course, these orders are placed, paid, and delivered on run day, and delivered to prior to run day. Sorry. So your teams, if they buy shirts, will show up on run day promoting your Terry Fox Run and in promoting the merchandise you have for sale, because they're wearing it and they're looking great wearing it and they're excited about it, and they get to order them sooner. And the best of all, of course, all those shirt sales that are attached to teams at your run sites come to your team, come to your community. So all this is happening behind the scenes. And so it's really great. And of course, team captains, as we talked about very briefly earlier, we can come back into conversation. I just want to zip through some of these key points. They get very special, obviously special attention as leaders, as champions. We send them fundraising tips and tools. We send them a dedicated team resource kit. We'll send it to everyone. We'll send it to you guys so you guys can see what they're receiving. And so as soon as they register and we queue them up, we start sending them a couple of dedicated communications to help them in their efforts. It's just to keep them going, keep them excited. And of course, you know, at the background, there's 4 of us and your regional directors, and we're supporting all of your efforts. We are registering teams on your behalf. So we're sending MailChimp comms regularly. Then we're following up with the phone calls. We are providing all the online support. They are wonderful, but some people are not as savvy, online tech savvy, as I proved at the beginning of this call. And so we want to be able to provide them with all the supports they need, because our team captains are registering their teams, they're customizing the pages, and then they're basically training and coaching their teammates to do fundraise online. So we want to make sure they're pretty savvy. So we're always there and available to help our team captains, making sure that they feel really comfortable online, so then they can coach all of the other teammates as they bring them on board and really empower them. And then of course, you know, the other thing is we're always profiling team success stories. So we have a dedicated channel, but of course we're also promoting the stories, excuse me, on our foundation stories. So please share stories with us. And so if you post stories about your teams and you tag us or we see them, we're gonna repost it, we're going to share it, we're going to make sure that people are seeing what some of these team efforts look like on the ground. And of course, we say, you know, celebrate. We celebrate the teams always for the effort that they put in. So they're getting a lot of things directly from us. We're calling them pre and post run. So the weekend of the run, we're calling hundreds of teams to wish them well, to thank them. We are then sending them a dedicated, customized thank you on run day. We then ensure that all teams receive customized letters from the Fox family members. Thank you, Kirsten. And then we also are pulling out special acknowledgements of milestone achievements. So it's really, really important. And that includes, you know, not just milestone achievements, but even our first year. So, you know, C of A's, certificates of appreciation for all of our new teams that fundraise. They are also then given a certificate. It's one every 10 years. The idea is they'll come back next year for those seals. And we have a really good time. We have a really good track record on getting those teams to come back. Because as I said at the very beginning, we want those teams to come back. So we want to build. One of our points was we want to build our teams. We want to always bring in fresh teams and bring them on board, but we always want to hold on to what we've got. So it's really, really important that we work together to get to those two key components. And that's it, guys. And I went over time, and I'm sorry, I can't see anyone's face, but I would love some feedback from everybody about what we're doing. I just wanted to end by saying thank you. These teams, these smiles, this enthusiasm is only possible. It is only possible because of what you guys are doing on the ground. What you guys are doing on the ground, the events that you guys are hosting, make team engagement and team involvement possible. So I just want to end by thanking all of you and sort of turning this around and letting you know that we are available. We have like, I think 5 minutes left, so I'm sorry, Kathy. But if anybody wants, I want to open this up for any sort of comments and of course, after this, you can reach out to us anytime, or your regional directors. And we can go over any key point or anything that may have jumped out at you. Is there anything that anybody wants to add or contribute to this? Don't come off mute.
Leanne.
Hi, I'm Leanne.
Oh my God, I love it's an actually real hand, not a
Yeah.
fake floaty
I was like,
hand.
I can't figure out where to do that. So,
God bless you. You're one of us, my friend.
so this is actually day one for me. So I'm so excited. I just joined and I'm so excited. So this is so inspiring. Everyone just seems amazing and I love the energy. Question, I know that social media was mentioned. Does each run site have their own social media accounts or no?
I think typically they do. This is an
Oh,
area
okay.
I don't know if every single one does. Martha and Kim or the directors may be more familiar. I would imagine that many do. And they will curate stories and moments from their own run sites, and then they'll tag the Terry Fox Foundation.
Okay.
We also have one for
Yeah.
teams, Leanne. So we always tell people, share your stories, and we will then
Oh.
elevate it and we'll share it across the board with our followers as well. And then we bug the TFF. Martha, did you? Oh,
No,
yeah.
I was just going to say, Kathy can just update Leanne. We're on the piece that's going to be in the kit that's coming out soon.
Yes, about the teams. Yes.
About the social media
Social media. Yes.
and sort of some guidelines from Bridget.
Absolutely. We had a run organizer share with us her tips and tricks for social media. And, you know, one of the first things that she said was, whatever you do, try and get a photographer at your run site, because it'll just give you so much footage content to be able to display for on all your social media postings. You can highlight, you can collaborate and post with someone else, you can tag people, and you just keep expanding your reach. But she has some great content, and we have a nice one pager put together for you, and then also some guidelines which will help you you know, figure out kind of like the tone and manner and the style. But first and foremost, we have great content on our Terry Fox Foundation socials that you can absolutely repost, and we'll also share an app with you, a tool that will help you. It's a free app that you can use to reshare some posts.
Awesome. Thank you.
Welcome.
Can I just also say, Kathy,
Yeah.
Leanne, there's great resources on our website for social media as well. So you can follow the team's Instagram, but also on the website, there's great resources there for stuff that you can share on social media.
Do you want to call out Kathy, the next person? I think Donna had her hand up, but.
Yes. Absolutely. Feel free to jump in. I don't see
Okay,
Oh,
I just took my hand down.
down.
It's Donna.
As I was looking and looking, I was like, does Bruna see something I don't see?
I did. I saw
Sorry,
Donna.
Donna, once it's up, it can't come back
That's
down
it.
without a question.
Yeah,
I'm
I
sorry.
know how to put it back down.
Oh, damn it. I wanted to ask because you know we know some people. Donna, okay, you're good with the question or no question? Good? No? Donna.
I
Donna's
have a
good.
question, yeah.
Oh, thank God. Okay, sorry about that. I was about to ask my own and then I would have trampled over you. Please go ahead, Donna.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, Bruna, we had talked about something I had asked you about, because this is the first year I'm going to try and encourage teams. We haven't in the past encouraged them. So I wanted to try it. And you mentioned something about some drop and go cards we're personalized for our run that you were going to send me. I'm just wondering how we do that, just like specific to, like, is it not got a QR code on it specific to us?
It's going to have
That's
run
my
site.
understanding.
We do have a card and we'll have it ready. You could jot that down. I think Donna, we have you on the list. We have just developed a card. It's really great. We're going to customize the piece, which will have for sure your run site details. If you like a QR code on that as well, we'll see if we can fit it on. We're going to have them. We're going to make them customizable and putting a label over it. We think because we've got one card and then we'll do a label to make it very specific, just to keep the Terry Fox Foundation. We're trying to keep our costs down, so we're going to try to see what we can do to make it look really nice and snazzy, but not too nice and snazzy. People think that we're spending all the money they're raising, but we'll get that over to you. We're just tweaking it. We'll get it over to you with your package.
Okay.
And yeah, just fire off an email to us, tell us how many you need, and we will make, or if you want, and we'll get them to you. For sure. Happy to do
Okay.
it.
All right, thank you.
And Grant? No? Okay.
No, I'm sorry. Just trying to figure out how to get on. Okay, done speaking. No, I'm good. I'm listening. Learning a lot here. Thank you.
Oh, no, thank you.
Sorry, Brew.
No, go ahead, Martha.
No, I just wanted to ask, I mean, I know that I can see some of the organizers. I know it's a few pages, so I'm not seeing everybody right now, but I'd love to, Allison's, Aurelia, and I know they've done great with teams, Darren in Edmonton. I just was wondering if you guys could give maybe a couple of thoughts about what's been your most successful tip for talking to teams, encouraging people to come on. What is what is it happens when you bring them on and then they stay, anything like that. I think because it's, especially when you're just starting, as Donna said, like when you're just starting out, what is the best ways. I remember my mother, who was working at the foundation for a while, and she talked about how she would go to her hairdressers and she'd ask them about it, to join a team, and then she'd go to her her pedicure. My God, it sounds like she didn't work. She barely did, but she did a good job anyway. And then, she went to her leg massage therapist and talked to it about. So I'm just curious if you guys could give a couple tips as veterans here on how you've approached your teams.
And not to put you on the spot because we are at time.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry
So
about
that's
that.
you're
Okay.
out, but
So
no,
really,
it's totally
that's true. Or even just a quick one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
no.
I
That's
forgot the time.
I have a quick
Allison.
one.
Oh, I
Yeah.
love it, Al.
Britta's advice was excellent. That is something we do too. Even all year long, when you're meeting new people, when you're at an appointment or getting in line, chat to the people in line, chat to the receptionist, chat to the dentist, chat to everybody. But the one thing I wanted to share that worked really well for us last year was we had some really eager new teams, and they challenged some other organizations similar to their own within the city, which was very successful. And then they had a contest to see who could win to raise more money, which we didn't encourage, but they did that on their own, and it turned out really well. So I'll let Darren go next.
I agree. It's just whoever you see, you just chat with them, and if you can get those cards made that there's specific to your run site, use those. But wherever you are, if you're at a farmer's market, wherever you see people, just talk about it. And I think that's how we've gotten most of our teams, is just word of mouth and just bringing it up, and it'll start to grow. It'll just happen naturally. And then I'm taking the information, like we're not good with our teams after. We're going to change that this year and really thanking them and following up. But it's just talking to them always, talking to anybody you see.
I think that's, it's funny because I always think about Terry Fox, and he had his voice and a telephone booth. Like it was really extraordinary, but and he reached the entire country. So there's nothing better than the passion of everybody on this call. And I will say, I encourage everybody to go to their page on the website. I'm not sure everybody's done that. Every run has their own page, a fundraising page where people can sign up and donate. And I just got really excited because as the summer goes on, you can go there and you can see all the teams that have signed up, and you're like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And you can see all the people and the money, and the excitement that's building. And it's kind of like your place. We always talk about how amazing every run organizer is, because it's like you're hosting a wedding every year, except you don't know who's coming.
But you could
You
know a bit
know, like
better.
it's bonkers. You know, we bow down on a constant daily basis to everybody on this call for what you do.
But if you build it, they will come, right? You guys build the
Absolutely.
community runs and
Yeah.
create the most fantastic and wonderful events, and you're with open arms, right?
Yeah.
No
And
barrier
by
to
going
entry.
and by going out, no barrier, and by going to that page, you can see, oh my gosh, they're coming.
Mhm.
They are
Mhm.
coming. I've built it and they're coming. And I'm, you know, not gonna maybe end up with a beautiful wedding cake on that day, but also I might not end up with a spouse I don't like. So that could be
It's a good
workable
point.
too.
You know, I encourage all of you to visit your pages and have a look, because it really is, as Ron says, I'm obsessed. I have an obsession. I have a compulsion. I'm always checking the numbers. I get so excited when I see the numbers going up, when I see the participation numbers going up. I think it's just so fantastic. It's such incredible validation of the work that you guys do. They would not be registered. We could be begging them, we could be chasing them, we could be, you know, pummeling them. They would not be coming back if they did not have a good Terry Fox run last year. So that is the most important component ingredient to make this this successful. So we can't thank you enough. And then here we are in June talking about it again. And just again and again and again. It's a lot to pack into half an hour. I feel very humbled that so many of you joined us so early in the year in June to talk about teams. And I just want you to know that this is an open conversation. This is the start of a conversation. Anytime, reach out to your regional directors, reach out to any one of us. Teams at terryfox.org. We try to make it easy. This is the best team right here. You guys represent the best of the best. So, you know, we want to work with you. We want to support you. That's why we're here. We're so excited to be a part of this. So it's great. Even those of you that have the black screen, I feel you. I
feel you.
Brew, there's one
We're way
question.
over time. I could stay here all day. I got nowhere else to be, but I talk to
Kath,
you.
go ahead.
Brew, I was just gonna say, there's one question that wasn't addressed in the chat.
yes.
Colleen was asking, in the kit, will it contain ideas for possible teams that we can contact?
Oh, I think Julie answered that. Did she?
I don't.
Yeah,
she's
I mean,
talking
we can,
about-
She did.
I just noted in the chat that if you would like a list of last year's teams that joined your run site, we can provide that for you.
Right.
We'll, you know, we can, or your director can obviously do that as well. You can go through your director and they can provide that for you. So feel free anytime to reach out to us and we can take care of getting you a list so that you can contact last year's teams and get them back this year.
Yeah.
And if you've got some ideas or sites on somebody that you've been trying to get on board, maybe a workplace, a team that is not, you want to reach out to us. We could build a strategy, we could figure out an approach, we could create some materials, resources, we could knock on some doors, we could work together. We're happy to do that with you. You just let us know. And we are happy to step in to help and support your efforts, provide you with whatever you need.
And I think it would be great. I think it would be great if you were able to encourage your teams for your site to follow the teams on Instagram, just because then they'll start seeing more ideas and more success stories, and that would be great.
Correct. Well, we have a new director, and he chastises us constantly when we keep people late. So don't tell him that we went over time.
Yeah, sorry.
But yeah, as Julie said, and Brew, please reach out with questions. There's lots of really great resources, including each other. So, we want to share more of those ideas as well over the summertime, and you'll be hearing obviously from your directors and also from the teams department too. So you guys are amazing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
We're so appreciative of everything, and it's going to be a great year. It's going to be a great year for Terry Fox. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank
Have a
you,
great night.
everyone.
Thank you.
We'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.